Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the first round of Season 14 of Invictus Racing League, F1 PlayStation Division. Thank you for tuning in this evening. Tonight's commentary will be brought to you by me, Lightning. I'm afraid your usual lead commentator, Webbo, is away on a business trip at the moment, but do not worry, he will be back next week. So it is great to finally be back with Invictus. We've had a few changes, driver moves, drivers leaving, new drivers coming in, but what we still have is a very close grid and lots of competition. So, I will be commentating on my own this evening. So, this is the first time I've ever done this. So, please forgive any shall we say, as I've already done a few of. We're just readying up at the moment. I will be looking through the live stream chat for any messages you may send. Lots of positivities and some support for Burmeister. Has to be said, he is a fan favourite. So, do we have any predictions for this first round of Season 14? And we have our first driver out on track. We have Living Wall. I'll go on board with him as soon as possible. I hear that Living Wall has done a very good pre-season race, so good things that we can look forward from him. He's currently on the mediums. A medium soft around this track is a very, very good strategy in my opinion. So if he can get a good lap on these, then start on them in the top 10 hopefully, and then he should be looking very, very good for the race. Last season, I believe he was in the Aston Martin. He has now moved to Red Bull, and I saw Burmeister has moved to Ferrari from the championship-winning Alfa Romeo. Okay. I'm surprised that he's not backing off, considering we have an Alfa Romeo in front, going to start his lap. We will see how this goes. And I think he's pitting. Okay, well, I'm going to go on board with the Alfa Romeo. Here we go. Heading down into turn 1, braking just at the 100 meters. Nice apex. Through turn 2. Try and make it flat out, very difficult on the exit curve, very easy to spin there. Heading into turn 3, braking very late, hitting that apex slightly, going as wide as you can to get a better exit as possible through these awesome S's. Nice apex here and there in this Season 13 Championship, Constructors Championship and Drivers Championship Alfa Romeo. Heading into the triple left, incredibly easy to lock up, super difficult corner, but he absolutely nails it and gets a fantastic exit. Heading through this amazing corner here, up the hill, flat out through this right-hander. Will he lift? No, he will not. Perfect, brilliant commitment. Nice apex there. going wide, getting the best exit possible. Heading into the last corner. Brake at around 75 meters, just after the DRS line. Hit that apex beautifully. Heading out of the final corner. Open the DRS. Cross the line, and it is a... cannot see. Here we go. A 1:27.1. Instantly beaten by Els, a 1:26.9. That was a very good bank lap, to be fair, to Warislander. AJLS, aka Carrera Fan, or ARL 33, has said, shame not to be racing for IRL this season, but I will be back. Well, it would be lovely to have you back, ARL. Hopefully we can see you soon, maybe mid-season this season would be nice. I'm going to go on board with another car that is doing a lap. Let's see if I can find anybody. Is Baker on a lap? I believe they are. Heading through the penultimate corner. Looking very smooth on those mediums at the moment. Reshka with a 1:26.9, very close to Els, both for the Williams team. So it's currently a Williams front row lockout, which we don't see very often in real life, but hopefully we can see some of that in this season. I am really looking forward to it. Look at how close this grid is. Just the banker laps, and you've got only half a second or 6/10 separated the top 7. That is pretty impressive, and only 9 people have set laps. So I am very much looking forward to lots of competition here, lots of racing. So much easier to race on the game than in real life. So I think we're in for a treat here in season 14. Sappytron in the chat says, hey man, first time casting the IRL for me too this Wednesday, but trust me, you're doing solid work. Thank you very much. And Michael, you agree with that, so thank you very much, both of you. That's very kind. Oh my. LFR Luke has done a 1:26.2, 3/10 faster than Living Wall, who was 4/10 faster than previous pole sitter Reshka. I'm sorry I didn't notice that, everybody. I'm a bit distracted having to do everything at the same time. So I will try and stay on board with a few more laps here. I think that Craig, I hope I'm saying that correctly, is just on an outlap at the moment. Max P3 in the championship last season. I am expecting great things from Max this season. He is a fantastic racer, incredibly consistent, brilliant at qualifying and the race. So looking good on this lap as well. Hopefully challenging for the top 3. Going through the third to last corner, flat out. This here is such a difficult turn, so easy to lock up and go a bit wide, and if you're not running the racing line, it's nearly impossible to find the right braking point. Heading into the last turn, really late braking, perfect apex, nice traction on the exit, opening up the DRS, 185 miles an hour as you cross the line. P3, perfect. That is a really good lap, considering it's his first of today. I'm going to go on board with Someone on a lap. I don't think Simply is on a lap at the moment. How about M. Doran? Also was for Red Bull, I believe, last year. Now for McLaren. Looking all right at the moment. P10, but only his first lap. So plenty of time to make up for that. Luke Bailey just crosses the line for a 1:27.0 for 8th place. Speed Queen in the Alpine, teammates with Max. They have both changed team. This is probably one of the strongest lineups, I believe, that we're going to have this year. We've seen Speed Queen nearly win in Austria last season, sorry, and last year actually. So Speed Queen and Max are going to be a force to be reckoned with. So I reckon Alpine are going to be contenders for the constructors title, along with Red Bull with Living Wall, and Luke in the Ferrari. New face we have in IRL, already flexing the muscles with a 1:26.2, which is very impressive. 8 minutes to go in qualifying. We're seeing our second laps here. We're seeing people show their true pace at the moment. Okay, we're going to stay on board with Warish. Going through the S's. Oh, slightly missed that apex there. There is a yellow flag out, but that's now gone. So no disruptions for Warish on his lap. Through the very tricky triple left. Nice rotation through there, no lock-ups. Pretty good traction. Heading into the third sector. Very, very late braking, just throwing the car through that corner. Absolute commitment. Flat out through the right-hander. Don't spin because it's so easy to do so. Nice apex. Foot flat on the floor. Extreme power. Heading downhill into the last corner. Really late braking there. Second guess the apex, but still got it very well. On the exit, goes quite wide to get the best traction possible. It's going to be good, I think. P4, that is a very good lap. Only 4/10 off P1. So with one more lap left, time-wise, I reckon good things from Warish. Oh, the other Alfa Romeo, RPM Backer, P2, only a tenth and a bit off pole position. So Alfa Romeo are looking just as strong as last year. So the Constructors' Champions haven't lost their touch just yet. Burmeister, fan favourite. Abby already in the chat, wishing him good luck, wishing him P1. Currently P11 with a 1:26.9. Such fast lap times. I can't even get close to this anymore. So really great job from the F1 division. No fuel left for Burmeister, so going into the pits. We have a Williams coming out at the moment. Is that... oh no, they're going into the pits. I'm going to enable the track map to see who is out. Living Wall, is he starting lap? Nope, he has not got much fuel. So just finished. Speed Queen up into P4, and Luke has done a 1:25.9 to further extend his provisional pole position. That is an absolutely fantastic lap from Luke there. That is brilliant. We're seeing Ferrari come back to form. last year we had some on-off performances for Ferrari. We either had no points or fighting for the lead, so it was pretty cool. But as I said before, we've got Speed Queen and Max in the Alpine, and they are looking incredibly strong. Speed Queen, I think, wanted to work on her qualifying, and it seems to be paying off. P4 at the moment. We know that she only gets better in the race, so I'm looking forward to seeing this. I think Max is on a lap at the moment, getting some slipstream from Speed Queen. Could be working together there, could be some party communications. So, oh no, come on Luke. That was not good, as Max gets the purple sector 2, just got held up there by Luke a bit. Hopefully it didn't affect him too much. He did drift a bit wide at the second to last corner. What will this be for Max? Across the line, P4, half a second away from Luke, but the understeer from that dirty air was probably quite damaging. Maybe lost a tenth or two there, which could have given him P3 or 2. Hopefully he can go again. I'm not entirely sure how much time we have left, because there's a yellow flag up on screen. So hopefully I can find out soon. 3 minutes left. I'm not sure he'll be able to do another lap. So that might be it for Max. P4. Pretty good. That was probably the average position he got in qualifying last season. And we know he's very good in the race trim. So got to keep an eye on him. Oh! Jelly in the Mercedes. Haven't seen much of Mercedes this qualifying session. Up into P2 straight away with a 1 minute 26.2. That is a very good lap. 3 tenths away from pole position. I think that will be it for Jelly there. Oh, we have Red Bull very close to each other. Is there going to be some team orders here? Some number 2 driver giving slipstream? Guess we will find out very shortly. I'm going to stay on board with Living Wall here, because I believe that he'll deliver for us. I have a feeling he's going to get a very good position, but as he's on the outlap, I'm going to go on board with Matty, who is going up the hill into the flat-out right-hander, looking a bit unstable on the car, but he still manages to hold on into the second to last corner. Lovely apex there, flat out down the hill on this last straight. What time will this be? Usually a back marker last season, but always kept it clean, always drove well, rarely had a crash, but not much change there for Matty. How about Reshka? I think they are on a cool down lap, given the amount of fuel they have left. Okay, I think Living Wall is about to start his lap, so I will stay on board. Nice clear view for everybody to see. I'll let you listen to the engine sounds. Sector 1 of the engine noises. That Honda does sound pretty fantastic. Heading down this hill, super easy to lock up through there. And then into the even trickier triple left. Oh, big lockup, but gets the apex and the rotation perfectly, so incredible car control there. Now heading into the end of Sector 2 and start of Sector 3. Nice apex there, good traction, keeping the car steady, flat out through this right-hander. Hard braking, perfect apex. Oh no, bit wide. Was that an invalidation? No, it was not. Living Wall still has a chance here for a really good lap. Last corner, great apex. Oh no, peels into the pits. Must have been down on his time. That is a shame. That is it for Living Wall. P3 is the best he can hope for. Baker is on a cooldown. Nothing better he can do. Reshka in the pits. Yep, I think that is it, everybody. Oh no, it's not. Luca just did an even better lap. A 1 minute 25.874 is your pole time for today, everybody. Fantastic lap from Luke there. That was brilliant. We have some very coordinated AlphaTauri P12 and 13, McLaren 14 and 15, and Haas 16 and 17. So whilst we wait for the timer to run down, I'll look at what everybody's been saying. This could be a very close race. I absolutely agree there, Craig. It's looking brilliant. I mean, look, from P2 to P5 is separated by half a tenth. I mean, that is impressive. I am expecting brilliant racing because I know from the past that all of these drivers know how to race cleanly. I will go through the grid order for today's race. LFR Luke, P1, with a 1 minute 25.874, 3.5 tenths clear from P2, Jelly, followed by Living Wall P3, Baker P4, Speed Queen, Els, Delange, Max, Warish Burmeister P10, Reshka, DTX Batty, IRL Krieg, Luke Bailey, M Doran, Simply 90, MV Bull in last. But as you can see, it is incredibly close from P2 all the way to P10. I think only separated by 7 tenths. So I'm expecting great things. I don't have much experience with Luke's race pace. I do have with Living Wall, and he's always seemed to provide very consistent racing, very consistent times. So hopefully he can fight back. P1 and 2 I'm not familiar with, so it'll be a new experience for everybody watching and commentating. Session starts in 30 seconds. That is a lot sooner than usual, because I would think everybody would want to double check their setups, double check tyre pressures, and but everything seems fine. It's not as if it's going to rain, to be honest. It is Bahrain, very rare to have any sort of weather. Oh, Jelly says they readied up too early, and they say no. So I don't think they meant to. May have forgotten to do something rather important, like lower the tyre pressures. So if we see a drop off in pace on this soft stint, I am going to imagine it's due to overheating. I'm going to put the position change detail on so that we can all see what happens in the first few laps. What are your thoughts on the Ferrari livery? of 2021. Lots of people love it, lots of people hate it. I think half of it's alright. Okay, as we finish this warm-up lap, I would like to remind everybody of our sponsors for PlayStation F1 Division, GT Omega and Nailcut Hall, and we are partnered with gridfinder.com and Driver61. We thank you very much for all the work you've done to help this league develop, and we hope the partnership can continue for much longer. With that out of the way, we line up on the grid for the first round of this brand new season, which I am very much looking forward to. Everybody assumes their grid slots. One light, two lights, three lights, four lights, five lights. Lights are out and we are away for round one of IRL. We hear the cheers from the crowd. We have a side-by-side moment into turn one. Jelly cannot make it through. Luke gets through very cleanly, away in the lead, but we have fight back from Jelly around the outside into turn three. Will he make it work? Goes a little bit wide there and gets a bit squirrely. Oh, the Ferrari has made a bit of a mistake on traction. Will Jelly have a go here? He can't. Didn't get the traction himself, but he is still very close. Heading down the hill and then into the really tricky left-hander here. Still incredibly close between these two. Hopefully that can continue for the whole race. Getting that slipstream. Living Wall also still in third place. Everything is the same. Oh no! I think that was a spin. It was a bit of traction loss there. Oh, Living Wall got very squirrely through that that flat out right-hander. Now under pressure from Baker. Heading into the last corner. Very close. Will there be a move here already? Fastest lap from Luke, as you could guess, because he's held the lead. A position change between Els and Speed Queen. Els upper place. Living Will with that that big moment coming out of the flat out right-hander. Has lost touch to Jelly there. Outside of a second, he has to make sure he's within a second within the next two laps to get that DRS, but it's still incredibly close between the Ferrari and the Mercedes. Shades of 2017 and 18 here. The battle between Vettel and Hamilton. Already Luke has pit, possible damage there, and he's just come out of the pits. I believe he may have had contact with his teammate, who also is incredibly down the order. Very different to last year for the McLaren boys. Hopefully they can get back up. Meanwhile, still the gap of only 0.3 between the top two. Looking incredibly close here. Oh, Luke went wide. Probably a warning there. Definitely losing some speed. Jelly gets as fast as that, then Living Wool, who is now within a second, so he will have the DRS. But more importantly, Jelly is going to have the DRS, and he is incredibly close. Look at that, going on board with him. The dirty air causing him to oversteer a little bit on the exit of turn 2. Doesn't have the speed at the moment. Still got 78% battery. Meanwhile, Luke has 60%. So here we can see the racecraft in action. 60% for Luke, 80% for Jelly. That's a difference in only 3 laps is quite significant. Living Wool, meanwhile, also 60%, but he had that mistake, so he needs to push more. Lock up, but he still manages to rotate really well. Opens the DRS. A little bit under pressure from Baker here. Incredibly close between the top 4. Absolutely fantastic. Meanwhile, Speed Queen putting on the pressure from Els. Probably going to be a move here at some point on the start-finish straight, but I will concentrate on the top 2 for the battle of the lead. Lots of separate battles going on. 3 different ones, 3 different places. Wish we could have multiple cameras. Will he drain the ERS here to get past now, or play the long game? Outside of the slipstream, maybe to cool down the engine possibly. I'm going to go on board with Speed Queen, who is going around the outside into turn 1. Clean as you like. Oh! Els defends his position, but he can't significantly, but he will have the DRS into turn 3. Will he go up the inside, around the outside? Around the outside he goes. Will there be contact? No, there will not. Speed has managed to get the traction on the inside. That is absolutely fantastic. Amazing driving between these two, keeping the space at all times and making an absolutely fantastic move there from Speed Queen. That was brilliant, showing the pace of that Alpine. By the way, all cars are equal, so it's all just down to skill and racecraft. So I'm just talking about the performances from last season of each team, but everything is equal in terms of speed. But that was an absolutely fantastic move, and brilliant defending from Els to fight back. Now Living Wool is only 3/10 away from the top 2, so he is looking incredibly fast. This is what I was hoping from Living Wool last season, and he is providing now in this Red Bull, showing his true pace. Will there be a move from Jelly? No, seems to be running higher downforce, it would seem, because Luke is incredibly fast on the straights, and Jelly doesn't seem to be making much of a dent, but got much more ERS, 40% more. Meanwhile, there is a battle between Max, who is going up the inside of turn 2. That is fantastic, side by side at the moment. Into turn 3, banging wheels, both got DRS. Around the outside goes Max. Will he do it? Yes! Both Alpines providing amazing racing at the moment. Absolutely beautiful move. One Alpine up the inside, the other around the outside. This is fantastic. The Red Bull of Delange is going downhill. Hopefully we'll be able to fight back, but this is brilliant racing. So close. I just can't be in all these places at once. This is fantastic. Oh, Jelly going a little bit wide there, breaking one of the meter boards. Hopefully no one using no racing line will be affected too much by that. You can see the dirty air effect for Living Wool there. So much understeer through that penultimate corner there, but still within the DRS zone. Meanwhile, Baker here, 4/10 away from Living Wool. They're all so fast here in the top 4. It's absolutely fantastic. Speed Queen is currently trying to close in to that leading group. Meanwhile, Max is proving his racecraft from last season. Absolutely carving his way through from 8th on the grid now to 6th, just behind his teammate. The Alpines will be trying their best to fight back. Hopefully they play the team game, don't battle between each other, and try and catch up to the leading pack, and then see where they go from there. It seems like the top 4, because they have that DRS train, are pulling away from speed. Nice helicopter shot here through this downhill section. Beautiful car, that Alpine. Down this hill here, you can see how close Max is after making that move. He is hungry for more positions. Go back to the fight for the lead. Baker here might be looking to pass Living Wall. 86% power on the ERS versus 66. Meanwhile, the top 2, nearly 100% battery for Jelly here, and only 42 for Luke. So could we see a move right now? A little bit far back, 7/10. The tyres are going to be going off now, so if Jelly didn't put down the tyre pressures like he may have wanted to, could be suffering some more. Closing in. Oh, he backed off there. He just lifted. Maybe he's playing the long game. I did definitely heard a lift there. Oh, meanwhile, Max just went up the inside of Speed Queen. Max is on a rampage at the moment. Sorry I didn't catch that, everybody. Warrislander is in the pits. Hopefully that is a scheduled pit stop for the Alfa Romeo man. Purple for Max in Sector 1. He is on a rampage. He might get the fastest lap on lap 7 with incredibly worn out tyres. That would be really impressive if he could manage that. He is catching up to that top 4, trying to make up for the mediocre for him qualifying, because I know that he can do better. Meanwhile, we have the top 4 battle still going on. Look at that train, so close together. Only 2 seconds separate the top 4. That is fantastic. Look at that. And all different teams. Got Ferrari, got Mercedes, got Red Bull, we've got Alfa Romeo, and then we have the Alpines catching up. Already nearly a second between Max and Speed Queen there. Max has already managed to get that gap stretched out as much as possible. That is really good from him. Doesn't set the fastest lap, but I wouldn't really expect it on lap 7 because of how suffering those tyres would be. Oh, Williams, Civil War. I think L's just got hit on the back by Craig. Oh, huge loss of traction there. Will completely ruin his run on his teammate Reshka into turn 3. He was probably going to go for a move there, but I'm afraid that traction loss just completely ruined that opportunity. Meanwhile, side by side with Craig. I didn't even know they were side by side there, but Craig very cleverly backs out to not get any damage. But it's really close. Els is looking like he's seriously struggling on those tyres. That traction loss and then that deep braking on that downhill section, just more signs that the tyres are wearing out. Probably around 45-50% now. Overheating as well. That is difficult to control a car when you start sliding it, because it just overheats more and wears out even quicker. 4.5 seconds between Max and the leading group. Living Wall only 4/10 behind Jelly there. We should be seeing the pit stops reasonably soon, and within the next lap or 2. And as I talk about that, we see Luke, the race leader, pitting for medium tyres. Look at those softs, they look worn out. Onto the mediums. 20 laps on those tyres. That is going to be quite difficult, and it's a Ferrari double stack. Burmeister is also in the pits. Will it be a slow stop for him? Yes, it will, and he's got a wing change. That's why he's pitting. It wasn't a slow stop, I don't think, so didn't affect by the double stack. But yeah, that is a shame for Burmeister to have to change his wing. Hopefully he can still be in contention for some points. Meanwhile, Warrislander. Sorry. Oh, That was nearly into the barrier. I meant Luke going around the outside of MV Bull, who then nearly binned it into the wall. That, if that caused a safety car, that would have ruined our pole sitters race there. Look at this train here. The Red Bulls. Oh, side-by-side moment here. Let's look from Matty's point of view. Will they go side-by-side with the flat-out right-hander? Nope. Els backs off. Have to remember that he is probably really suffering with that tyre wear still. He's lost about 2 seconds to his teammate there. And now Matty up the inside of the last corner. Makes the move, slight bit of contact, but still keeping it very clean. Meanwhile, Jelly and Living Wool both pit. Will there be any jumping in the pits? No, there will not. Living Wool still behind our net second place driver. And side by side between the top two? Nope. Luke manages to make the undercut work somewhat. Still only half a second between them, so he might be a little bit frustrated with that, because usually the undercut would work a little bit better. But still within the DRS zone there. No penalties for anybody so far, I don't think. So everybody keeping it very clean. I'm going to just double check that. Pit stops, just 6-7 pit stops so far. Yep, no penalties at all after lap 10, and Bahrain is one of the tracks that you would expect some warnings and corner cuts. But these drivers, they know what they're doing. They have been practicing a substantial amount over the off season, making sure that they are ready for season 14. So Jelly and Living Wool are going to have the advantage now with fresher tyres. It may only be by 1 lap, but it will make a difference, even if it's just with the confidence as well. Just knowing that you technically have better machinery, better grip in general, will give you that extra boost to go later on the brakes. Why isn't he going for the slipstream? That is a really confusing strategy to me. But just biding his time, waiting for the perfect move. And Baker here, still in contention. He has lost a bit of touch within the net top 4. He's about a second and a bit away. No, he's 2 seconds away from Living Wool. That is surprising. So maybe the in lap wasn't very good. %, battery. Living Wool with 6%. Jelly with 75, and oh wow, Luke with 20%. That is not looking good. He will be under immense pressure at the moment. Heading through the penultimate corner, he has got traffic from Simply to deal with. Simply does not have to let him by on his own. There are no blue flags. This is just pit stop differences. So will the traffic play a big part? I guess we'll find out. Speed Queen is in the pits, going for those mediums. 11 laps on those softs. That is a very extended pit stop. Going to have fresh tyres for the second stint. So better car to battle her teammate Max, who is going to come out ahead, but not by much. Max is on the hards. That is a very weird strategy. Currently behind Warrishlander, but hard tyres. Maybe he just doesn't have the confidence to make the mediums work. But interesting strategy. Going to get held up here through sector 1 and 2 through the S's. Dirty air and cold hard tyres is not going to help his bid to get up the order. Baker hasn't been able to gain any time, still hovering the 2.4 second mark. He was before incredibly close to Living Wall, but it's completely changed in just a matter of 3 or 4 laps. I missed the move between Jelly and Luke. I am terribly sorry. Jelly has now gotten the net lead. He is currently within the dirty area of Simply, but going to have DRS. Slipstream should be an easy move to make here. But will Luke be able to gain with the dirty air here that Jelly is suffering from? Will he have the overspeed? Will he go for the move here on Jelly? Come on. Oh, Baker gets the fastest lap. He's closing in. Oh, so close to contact there, but they do not touch. Will Luke have the run into turn 3? Opens the DRS. Got the slipstream. Does not have the ERS. 7% ERS. That is not going to help his bid compared to 40% that Jelly has. Living Wall currently stuck behind Simply. This is really affecting Living Wall. This is incredibly unlucky for him. The top 2 are pulling away. Meanwhile, he has to deal with the dirty air. He also has 40% battery, but he's already over a second away from Luke. This is really affecting him a lot. Hopefully he can get past here, but simply has too much straight line speed. Sorry for the pun. It was intended. And then the whole lap is completely affecting him. You can see the loss of traction. You can see the difference that the dirty air makes. It is seriously affecting him. 2 seconds now, the gap between Living Wall and Luke. That is completely thrown a spanner into the works for his race strategy. Jelly has 28% battery charge, and Luke is going to have to charge up, try and get near that. He has 10%. Will he be able to make a move here? Jelly is looking to have a loss of traction through that exit of turn 2. Through the S section, dirty air, not going to help, but it's also not going to help Jelly, who is stuck behind Matty at the moment. Meanwhile, Baker is now 1.6 seconds away from Living Wall, so he's caught up to Living Wall, but that was because he was stuck behind traffic. Jelly has now gotten past Matty. Will Luke be able to get past quickly to keep within that fight for P1? Will net P1. Will he go for the move on the start-finish straight? Or around the outside of the last corner? Yes, he will. Doesn't have to go wide. That was a very, very clean move. Get the DRS. Will he be able to close in? Looks like he's closing in. 2 tenths, 3 tenths. 3.5 tenths closed in. And look at how close he is into turn 1. He has got the confidence in those tyres, despite them being a little bit older. He's ready to attack, because Jelly doesn't have any DRS at the moment, so he is somewhat defenceless until he gets into within 1 second of Craig. Down the hill, easy to look up, makes it through. Good traction, still only half a second between them. Living Wall is going to want them to battle so that he can catch up after that really unlucky lap behind traffic. So all he's wishing for is a huge battle between Luke and Jelly here to cost them time. Lots of people in the chat very happy with all the racing going on. I am as well. trying to clear up the screen for everybody for a few laps. Just watching the battle between the top two. Going to go on board here. 7% battery, 6% battery. So Jelly has been pushing a lot with his ERS. He has now got less than Luke in the Ferrari, our pole sitter. Meanwhile, Living Wall seems to have catched up a little bit, also got 7%. Becker, who has been pushing ever since that pit stop altercation where he lost 2 and a bit seconds. Everybody is pushing, no one has more than 10% ERS. So all we're going to see now is pure race pace, pure driving skill, no ERS, just racecraft to gain that back, and pure tyre grip. Oh, will there be a move here? Looking very, very close by Luke, putting immense pressure on Jelly here through the flat-out right-hander. Did he take a slight lift because of that dirty air and the heavier fuel? Maybe, but he's still incredibly close. There's going to be a move here. There's going to be a move for the lead. Down the hill, putting him under pressure, going for a look, but not a move. Just making sure he sees him in the mirrors. Opens the DRS. Heading down into turn 1. He is not gaining as much as he might want to. He can't make the move at the moment. He's going to have to wait for the next DRS straight, which is only a few corners later. Will he get a good exit here? It's absolutely critical that he does. He gets a reasonable exit, but so does Jelly, so I think he'll stay ahead for this this straight. The lack of power from low ERS is really damaging here, but Living Wall, he is absolutely on fire. He is pushing like mad. You could see the gap before, and it did not look that close before, so he is pushing a lot. Look at that. Amazing turning despite locking up, so no ABS, and yet he's still racing incredibly fast. He has been really practicing on the off season. This is what I wanted to see last season, and now he's finally delivering. It is incredibly great to see. Hopefully this battle for the lead between these two can become a battle between 3 drivers. Meanwhile, Becker is also pushing as much as he can, trying to catch up to what he was, where he was before the pit stops. There surely is going to be a move here. 30% battery for Jelly, 30% for Luke, both on the same. Opens the DRS, go for the slipstream. He's not going for it at the moment. I'm not sure why, but maybe he just doesn't want to get his tyres dirty. To go around the outside, amazing braking performance. Wow, clean around the outside. I am completely shocked. That was a beautiful move. I have never seen such late braking. That was fantastic. I am gobsmacked. That was such a fantastic move from our pole sitter to retake the lead from Jelly. That was amazing. That was seriously brilliant. And now he's trying to extend that gap. But Living Wall has caught up so much. He has got amazing pace at the moment. I'm going to... IRL Krieg has got the fastest lap on the soft tyres because he's on the alternate strategy. Probably no one on the normal strategy, soft to medium, is going to be able to compete with that unless there's a safety car drama. But Speed Queen has gotten past Max because Max is on those hard tyres on that really differing strategy. So Speed Queen is taking advantage of those mediums really well. Trying to get past Simply, who I think is yet to pit. Meanwhile, Baker still 2.3 seconds away from the top 4. So he has a lot of time to still make up after that pit stop altercation. But he is trying his best. 3/10 just for that last corner, and lap 19, and we still have every single driver on the grid still racing. Everybody still in close competition with each other. So many battles all the way down the grid, but I'm just focusing on this amazing battle between the top 3. never stopping, never ending, always action going on. Jelly has not given up this win yet. He is super close, but Living Wall, I think that Living Wall is going to show his overtaking skills very shortly. Hopefully he'll get a chance. Sorry, after all that excitement, I'm just going to stop talking for a few seconds. This is fantastic, just for the opening round as well for season 14, and we have this much action. I really hope that this top 3 fight for the title this whole year. This is fantastic. 8 tenths now the gap between Jelly and Luke, so Luke is seriously pushing that Ferrari to all he can. Is he using up the ERS? Yes, he is. He's got 10% less, I believe, than Jelly. Meanwhile, Living Wall on 30%. Will he drain it a bit here to try and get closer? No, Jelly using the DRS from 8/10 gap to now a 4.5 tenth gap. So that pushing from Luke has not succeeded to break that 1 second gap. And after 20 laps, the first warning, the first penalty, sorry, is obtained by Warrislander, who after that penalty lost loads of positions. He is in the pits for his one and only stop on the soft tyres. Meanwhile, Burmeister in 12th position, a fan favourite. Hopefully he can make up places on this big train of cars. Oh, Rishka going around the outside of Prix. That was a beautiful move. I'm glad we caught that. That was very clean, but it's not ended yet. It's not ended yet. Prix wanting to fight back. I believe Prix has the faster tyres at the moment, so I think Reshka was just defending from Prix, but nevertheless, great defending. Up the inside goes Prix with the DRS. That was a very simple move for him, and through up the hill. Prix into 7th place, going to hunt down Max. Soft tyre versus hard tyre is going to be seconds per lap taken out of Max's time, considering Prix has, I think, 3 or 4 lap old soft tyres. So at least for another 3 or 4 laps, Prix is going to be immensely faster than Max, and then Max's tyres will start to come into fruition. Living Wall, meanwhile, still in 3rd place, pushing as much as he can. This top 2 is literally, they're pushing each other through every single part of the racetrack, using up every millimetre. Luke going a bit wide there, and Jelly going a bit too much onto the curve there, so both doing opposites that eventually lose the same amount of time. Down the hill, really tough braking, as I've said repeatedly. I'm only saying it because it's so true. Opening the DRS, gaining a few tenths on this straight is incredibly difficult to pull away with how competitive the grid is. With barely any ERS, pulling away when you have 3 DRS zones on this track is almost impossible. It's on par with how difficult it is at Austria to pull away. Slipstream here is managing to gain Jelly half a tenth to nearly a tenth just with the slipstream. Will Jelly be going for a move, or is he going to save his ERS? I think he's saving it. He's pulling out of the slipstream. Meanwhile, Luke, you can see he's been pushing. You can see he only has 20% ERS left, using it a lot more than Jelly is. Living Wall has managed to make up for that loss of time behind traffic that wasn't his fault. He had around a 2-second gap that he had to make up, and he has succeeded, so he has done incredibly well here. The top 3 in qualifying are the top 3 in the race, and they are completely glued together, only a second separating them. This is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Considering it's just the opening round, it's if that's not worth a subscribe, and a like, I don't know what is. On to the third and last DRS straight of the lap. Gaining some time on Luke, still half a second, and then Luke manages to extend it a little bit through the fast right-hander and loses time again on this last straight. This is a fantastic track for racing. It absolutely is. You got DRS zones, you got amazing corners, and on the game you can just follow super close. Meanwhile, Baker from a 2.5 second gap now to a 1.5 second gap. So an underrated drive. He is pushing a lot and doing really well with the small amount of ERS he has. So hats off to him. Oh, yellow flag. I believe that's Burmeister. Oh no, he has had a spin. He has broken his wing. Fan favourite Burmeister. Has to be said, I'm a fan of him as well. I'm afraid he has spun and broken his wing. Hopefully he can get back to the pits and recover for the fastest lap. Maybe help his teammate by taking away that point from any other competitors. Meanwhile, DTX Matty goes around the outside of Delange, AlphaTauri ahead of Red Bull. Oh no, I think that's been a huge mistake for Baker here. 7 seconds. How did he lose that? He must have had a half spin or maybe a full spin, because now Speed Queen is going to hunt him down. That is, as soon as I say that he's had an amazing drive recovering, he's just lost 7 seconds. That is really a shame. But can't focus on that too much. We still have a battle for the lead between the top three, which is still raging on from lap 1 all the way to lap 23 and hopefully till lap 29. On the start-finish straight, 60% ERS for Jelly. He's pulling out of the slipstream here, which is still perplexing to me. He could go for the move. There's been another yellow flag. Oh no, Baker's spun. His tyres must have just been going off. He couldn't keep up the pace. He has spun from P4 now down to P7. Commentator's curse. I say he's doing well, and he's now getting overtaken by Reshka in the Williams. Hopefully he can make up another place or two, but it's not looking good. That's heartbreaking, to be honest. Speed Queen and Max, 4th and 5th, up another position. Good for the Alpine team. Max is probably going to have better tyres than Speed Queen at the moment. 1.7 seconds is the gap. We can keep an eye on that, see if that changes at all throughout the race. Max's tyres will most likely be better than these mediums at this point. By the end of the race, they'll have been on them for 20 laps, so they're going to be quite worn out. So Luke is pulling away, 9/10 gap at the moment, but Jelly should be able to recover that. Nearly a second. Jelly cannot afford to lose the DRS because this is critical. Heading into the last corner, 7.5 gap, so should be alright. Pretty bad exit there from Luke and a great exit from Jelly, meaning he will recover that time down to possibly 4/10 into turn 1. Yeah, late braking there from Jelly through turn 2, and then another DRS straight. Gonna help Jelly close in a bit more. Late braking, great apex through this S section. Gonna change the camera. You can see the rubber marks from all the incredibly hard braking down that hill from these top 3 all race. 8/10 between Jelly and Living Wool here. Will we see a move anytime soon? The gap between Speed Queen and Max is still hovering around the 1.5, 1.8 second mark. Burmeister has overtaken Luke. Will Luke go for the move again? No, he will not, because Burmeister is on those soft tyres, so he's going to have immense amounts of pace. Meanwhile, the Haas cars down the order a bit more, but simply might be making a move here on Warislander. We have Luke being incredibly pressurised by Jelly here. There was nearly a move for the lead there, nearly missed it again. Hopefully I'll try not to do that. Meanwhile, Living Wall is incredibly close here to Jelly. Will he go for a move? No, he will not. He's going to abide his time. 4 laps left. Got to be making moves soon. 75% ERS for Living Wall, 70% for Jelly, and 20% for Luke, with 4 laps left. This is not looking good for Luke in terms of ERS, but he has held steady, hasn't crippled under the pressure. He is still pushing after that incredible move he made on Jelly, incredibly late braking there. Who will be the one to strike first? Will it be Living Wall on Jelly or Jelly on Luke? Burmeister with the fastest lap for Scuderia Ferrari, 1 minute 28.1. I don't think that's going to be beaten by anybody this race, so at least Burmeister will come away with something. Down into the last corner, really late braking, great apex there from Living Wall. 3/10 gap between him and Jelly, 6/10 gap between Jelly and Luke. So I think Living Wall's going to go for it here. He is gaining, he's not using any ERS, but Jelly is gaining so much, he's got up the inside. Oh no. Will he get the switchback on Luke? Yes he will, incredible exit there. Luke under pressure, having to defend to the inside. Meanwhile, Jelly around the outside, but he got squeezed off. Contact there between Living Wall and Jelly, I believe. Hopefully no damage. And after all that, they stay the same. It's still the same order. With 3 laps left, so much action. Jelly, Living Wall trying to make a move on Jelly, Jelly making a move on Luke, and yet everything stays the same. This is so close. Living Wall has to start using his ERS. 70% he's got at the moment. But 90% ERS has Jelly. He has been saving it that entire lap. 30% for Luke. I think Jelly's going to go for it here. He's going to go for it, then he's going to spend all of his ERS to pull away. A little bit wide there from Living Wall. He can't afford to make these sorts of mistakes in the last few laps. Oh, oversteer for Jelly through the flat-out right-hander. He's suffering on those tyres. 19 laps by the end he'll be on them. Still fresher than Luke. So he has to remember, keep in mind, Luke has worse tyres than him. Really close. Closer than it's been before. 4/10. He's using his ERS. He is going up the inside, or will he go around the outside? Up the inside he goes. Living Wall isn't far enough to be able to see or make a move. Jelly has gone into the lead from Luke. Oh, huge oversteer there from Luke. Living Wall are going to go around his outside. This is amazing. This is about Living Wall and Jelly are now fighting for the lead. And Luke from P1 to P3 in just 4 corners time. That is heartbreak from the pole sitter. His racecraft was fantastic for overtaking, as we saw him against Jelly, but keeping that win when he needs to, defending those positions, he tried his best, but has sadly failed. Living Wall is outside of the DRS zone here. This is critical that he pushes as much as possible, uses his ERS. Last lap we're heading on to. Will he be able to cut down that gap enough to get DRS on Jelly for this final attempt for the first win of Season 14? You can see the gap on the minimap. Jelly is just pulling away immensely. He went from 90% ERS to 30%, used all of that in just 1 lap. He is pushing like an absolute madman. Last lap we're heading on to. Luke trying his best, using his ERS, but it's absolutely not enough compared to the amount that Living Wall has. He can't fight much unless Living Wall gets a bad exit here, which he does not. He manages to keep it steady. He's still pushing as much as he can to try and get within touch of Jelly here. I don't think it's going to work out unless Jelly makes a mistake, which you haven't really seen from him this entire race. Through the twisty S section, down the hill, hard braking, get that apex, nice rotation, still 1.2 second gap, not changed much at all. Down the hill, really late braking, you can hear the tyres screeching, but to no avail. I think that Jelly, barring no mistakes here, is going to go through the flat out right hander up the hill. Oh no, a puncture for Luke. We were just talking about 20 laps on those tyres. Oh no, a spin for Luke. This is heartbreaking. Our pole sitter from first to third to puncture to last to no points at least. I have to cut back to Jelly, who is going to cross the line to win the first round of Season 14 of Invictus Racing League. What a performance by Jelly. Living Wall P2, Speed Queen, consistency as ever, gives her P3. Max in the Alpine teammates to Speed Queen gets P4. Luke manages to recover to P5, so still manages points. P5 is pretty good considering he has a puncture. That is absolute heartbreak. I was not expecting a puncture from him. I was thinking he had high tyre wear, but not that high. That is in the 80% range. That is heartbreak for Luke. But we know he has pace. We know he can fight back. So we have Prix in P6. Baker, after that spin, only 2 tenths away from P6 and P7 there. Reshka, Delange, Els, Simply, Warislander, Matty, M. Doran, MV Bull and Burmeister finishing last but with the fastest lap. That was so much action. My voice is, for the first time, actually stopping for a bit. It's that was amazing. That was fantastic. I haven't seen a better race this game. That was such an amazing race. Podium there. Brilliant performance from our top 3. Jelly lifts the P1 trophy. Sprays the champagne. What a performance by him. Seriously amazing. Living Wall there. Also on the podium. Only a few seconds away from that win after battling all race long. That was fantastic. That was really fantastic. So, I'm going to go through the order of the race. Bear in mind that there may be post-race penalties applied, but the top 3, or the... let's be honest, everybody was incredibly clean that race, so I do not think there will be any sort of penalties that will affect the points. So, TGG Jelly has won the first round from P2 on the grid, followed by Living Wall, who started P3. Speed Queen, consistency as ever, amazing racecraft, gets P3. Followed by Max, Luke, who had incredibly bad luck right at the dying stages with that puncture. IRL Prix, Baker, Reshka, Delange, Els, Simply, Warislander, Matty, M. Duran, MV Bull, Burmeister and Luke Bailey, who I think everybody managed to finish the race. Technically everybody was classified, so that was absolutely fantastic. Everybody finishing, everybody taking it clean. That was a seriously brilliant race. That was absolutely fantastic. Before anybody leaves, we are going to have our post-race interviews, so I'm just going to try and sort that out now. Hopefully we can get our podium to have an interview with us. I will sort that out now. I will mute myself so you don't have to hear the clicky sounds of my keyboard. Hello, Living Wall. That was a fantastic performance. I am very shocked because last season you were consistent, top 5, always points, but this season that was absolutely fantastic. That was so close to a win. You got blocked by that Haas all that lap, lost 2 seconds and managed to fight back. How difficult was it to cut that gap down when after those pit stops?
Yeah, I know that Bahrain is one of those tracks where the DRS is really powerful. Three possibilities around the track, so just try to keep my cool, have patience, and hopefully I knew that the faster than each other, so I was hopefully gonna gain some time by that, and that I did. And once I was back in the DRS, I just basically tried to save my own DRS to be able to attack at the end, but yeah, it was a really good one.
Well, I think that you had brilliant racecraft. You tried your best, and yeah, that was one of the best races I think IRL has had, that I have witnessed at least. That was fantastic. Such close racing. Yeah. So, how do you feel about getting that podium, though?
It feels really good. I didn't know to hope for it. Bahrain isn't one of my personal favorites. I was hoping for top 5 and getting a second place within 2 seconds from the leader is just a great result, both for me and the team, of course.
Well, I think that you have done absolutely fantastically. And if this isn't one of your favourite tracks and you've done that well, then I think everybody should be worried for what you can achieve next race, next Monday. We have been joined by Jelly, our race winner. Could you take us through the battle between you and Luke and Living Wall, that race? How did it feel?
Well, during qualifying, to be honest, just before the race, I was already running late. I fell asleep and I woke up 3 minutes prior, so I was going out on the mediums to do some laps and not really wake up. I was literally slapping my face, like I was like a little bit stupid, and then I ruined my first soft run and I had no time to come in, so I had to do a second run on the same tire, and it was good enough for P2. So yeah, I tried to stay behind Luke. Do not, because if you're running in first on this track, when they're on similar pace, you can't really get rid of them. So I would stick behind until the last couple of laps, and then I'd just make my move. And I think Living Wall had the same idea. So yeah, that's why he almost overtook me, and I had to go for the overtake. And then Luke, I think he was braking very late, and I let him by again because I was trying to not overtake at that moment. I was going to do it a lap later. So and then almost the second to last lap, I think I just went for the move, and I had a lot of ERS saved up, which was basically the plan, and I could make my way to the finish in P1. But I think Living Wall might be lucky because I pressed ready early, so there might be a penalty coming for me.
Well, I hope there isn't a penalty coming for you, because your racing was absolutely fantastic, and it's not as if you cheated or anything, and it was really great racecraft, because this is the first time you've raced in IRL, from what I recall, and your racecraft is absolutely fantastic, which is good to know. I was very confused as to why you weren't using the slipstream, but you've explained it, and it was genius, really, because you had 90% ERS on the last few laps, and you just completely pulled away and made a 1.5 second gap to Living Wall. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. Yep. I'm trying to get a hold of Luke and Speed Queen, but I don't think they're in the party, because on the last lap, I don't know if you know, but Luke actually got a puncture on the front left, and he spun as well, so he eventually finished P5. So his tyres were probably about 85-90% warm.
Yeah, he was already going in very early, so I was like, okay.
Yeah, so he had like 20 laps on those mediums.
I think I had like 73 or 74% of my mediums at the end, so I was being pretty careful the last two corners as well.
How much percent did you have, Jelly?
I think I checked the second to last lap. I was 63%.
Oh wow! So there's lots of time management between you two. That you've done very well to preserve those tyres. Living Wall did a lot of pushing to get back into that DRS zone. So that was an absolutely fantastic race, and I cannot wait to see you guys battle it out next round. So are you looking forward to it?
Definitely.
Good. Do you think that you'll be up there in the front of the grid?
I sure hope so. With some practice.
Some practice, and maybe for Jelly not falling asleep 3 minutes before.
Yeah. Long day, so.
Fair enough. Well, you provided great racing as well, so I thank you very much. Okay, well, with that, I'm going to finish off the stream, but just before, I would like to remind everybody of our sponsors, GT Omega and Nailcut Hall, and our partners, gridfinder.com and Driver61. And before you go, please like and subscribe to the channel. It would greatly be appreciated, and then you can see any more content that we provide. F2 will be on tomorrow at the same time. Hopefully you can tune in for that, and we will see you all next time. Thank you for joining.